Hey, how's it going, everyone? Nice to see you on a Saturday. How strange is this? Bonus Saturday episode of the Bargain Bin Show. How's it going, everyone? Let's check the chat really quick. We got a graphic goose saying late, but we weren't. Bang on time, 4 minutes late at max. And I consider that a win. We got Connie Mark. How you doing, dude? This is the reason this is the worst show on the CGUK network. I seem to recall us winning the competition yesterday. We are the best show on the CGUK network. We got Bristolian Day. We'll be seeing him in just a bit, although we just saw him just then. Shane Sullivan, how you doing, dude? Mark, is it because you were here? And Michael McCartney late. The horror. This happens every episode, guys. We're 4 minutes late. I'm calling this an achievement. How you doing, Dave? Thanks for the dance at the start.
I didn't know about that.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
You have Rob to thank.
That was terrifying. I didn't want to say all right, me babbers today. What was that?
Look, I just want to make a bit of a public statement because of last night's whole, scatological whatever. I mean, it's not fair of people to dump on Dave. Yeah? He's got a full load.
Is that my cue to bring up your screen?
Yes, it is.
The funny thing is, you didn't even Photoshop the hairline.
I don't know why the S is a bit different to the up. I didn't realize that. I'll have to redo that for you, Dave.
I won't worry about it, mate.
No one's worried about the technicalities of the name. Let's bring on Jacobus, and the bargain bin is complete.
How's it going? That Dave sing song, there was an awful lot of tongue in that, which I've never seen before.
Ladies.
I know, he says, licking his eyebrow.
Hey, fat people is good with their tongues. What can I say? We know what to do.
Dave's a scat fan.
Oh, what's happening tonight? I want to be here anymore.
Yeah, you blocked out yesterday, haven't you?
3 minutes in and we're gone off the rails.
Yeah, that's an achievement.
Shane says so much for tongue and cheek, but tongue in cheek, no? Yeah, no.
And for ladies, tongue in you.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that's vile and crass, and we may have people cancelling us for that. Anyway, shall we bring on the guest of the hour?
Do it.
Okay, no, we're leaving.
No, I'm just wondering if he still wants to come on after that.
Hey, Clint, how you doing?
Hello, welcome. Poor Dave, but that was some real scat. I loved it.
Oh God, this is yeah.
How are y'all doing?
Excelente.
Yeah, I'll apologize for all of these guys. It's not normally like this. They're all like.
Oh yeah, don't take the high ground, Dave, as if you're above us.
I'm a professional.
It's all good. Well, what's going on in the UK? I really appreciate you guys accommodating me on the time. I'd love to stream with more of the UK guys, but the time zone is always a problem. So I appreciate the time change.
Yeah,
that's actually not bad for us because we're. What time is it where you are now?
It's 2 p.m.
Oh well, that's fine. I mean, like for us, our time slot is usually 8 o'clock. So at 8 o'clock UK time, it's now 9 o'clock UK time. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, our time slot's usually on Monday as well. We don't do Saturdays, so it's actually quite fun to do it today. You know.
Yeah, Clint, you're honoured.
Keep things spicy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
What have you been up to then, Clint? You've been on doing the rounds, right?
Yeah, doing the rounds, talking about my book. It's funny because we were talking a little bit earlier. It's like this is my 4th campaign now, and I definitely know what to expect, and I start to see patterns, every time.
Right.
But it's still just like it's intense. It's like the whole time you're like and then it's like I don't want to do worse than the last campaign.
No.
So you're almost like competing against yourself, and I guess that makes it fun. But we're doing great though. The campaign's been successful, and actually beat what I was expecting it would do. So I'm happy. I'm not complaining at all.
Good.
That's great.
That's good.
It was Kurt Vonnegut that said the race is long, and in the end, it's only with yourself. And I think that's a tenet to hold true. I mean, everyone wants their current project to be better than their last one.
Right.
This is why I'm dragging my whole.
Sorry, Rob.
No, go on, Dave.
I was going to say, how many streams do you reckon you've been on so far for this latest campaign then?
Fewer than the last one, but let's see. I've probably done at least 6, I think, this week. I launched on Tuesday. So with Fatal, I think I overdid it. So I specifically am trying not to get burned out on streams. So, but this is a good manageable pace for me so far. So 6, I think many days I was doing 2, some days just 1. So been pretty good.
Nice.
Hey, very cool. I want to ask you, just because I see it all the time in the background of your streams, that guitar, you play, right? What sort of stuff do you play?
I do, yeah. Sorry, what was the question about it?
What do you play? What sort of music?
So I did kind of alternative rock stuff. I was in a band for a little while. It was a lot of fun.
Alternative rock.
Yeah, alternative rock. That would be great. No,
there's some Mary.
Yeah, I like a lot of stuff. I think I tend to really get drawn to the sort of the Seattle kind of music scene. So like I love Modest Mouse. I love play some Nirvana stuff. Lately I've been trying to learn some Tool stuff. So I kind of fiddle around with a bunch of stuff, but it always tends up being sort of that Seattle area music. Death Cab for Cutie, again, Seattle.
Is that where you're from?
No, I'm from Utah, and so I don't. It wasn't until later I discovered that all these bands that I'm liking, just their guitar licks, they all have this similarity to them. And then I found out, they're all from Seattle area. So that's interesting how that works. But
that was the big music boom in the 90s, wasn't it? All the Seattle bands.
Yeah.
From the front, like Nirvana and all that.
Yep.
So on your guitar, would you be able to do like an instrumental of Scatman?
Oh, I'd probably have to work on it a little bit. but I think I could get there. Not quite as entertaining, though, I'm sure.
Shane wants to know if you like Black Rebel Motorcycle Club.
I haven't heard. I've heard of them. I don't know that I've ever heard any of their music, though. So, I don't specifically seek out Seattle music. It just tends to be that's this kind of stuff I'm drawn to. So, but I will check them out, though. Hey,
very cool. Should we move on to the campaign, guys? I can bring it up. And we can talk to Clint's new book. I just note all the links in the description, but Dave is being a lad and he just posted a link in the chat, so make sure you check it out, guys. That's the wrong button. Let's share the right screen. There we go. Downcast 3 submerged.
Yeah. There Ethan was he said on a stream, the nice thing about crowdfunding, first off, is you can look and see what people are saying about it and get like instant feedback, essentially. Ethan didn't like the picture that I had here up in the thumbnail, so he said he should put this picture here. So I immediately changed it. So this is the one that Ethan said on another stream I should put in there. So I made this swap.
Yeah, this is great. It is a good picture, to be fair. It pulls you into it.
Yeah, I like it. That's one of my favorite pages in the book. We have a lot to choose from, too, because the book's finished already. So we had 64 pages, but then it comes down to like I don't want to give away any spoilers or anything like that. So I just tried to pick some pages to show, not go overboard like I normally do. And this is one for sure I had to share. The next one is like the shark page. Everyone's been talking about that one. That one's pretty cool too. I like showing that one off.
Yeah. Let me just ask now that you brought it up. What's your artist called?
Nacho Lazaro. His name's Ignacio, but he goes by Nacho.
Nacho,
yeah.
So between you two, how long does it take to get the book completed?
For this book, it was really smooth, and this is our third book that we've done together, obviously. But we started, I think it was October, and the way that we worked it out is I broke it up into 3 issues, and we had deadlines for every half issue, so we had it all planned out like that. So he got finished about a month ago. So from October, it was I think the end of October till the beginning of May-ish. That's how long it took him to finish all the artwork, and that was definitely the fastest that we've done a book together.
Cool.
So
we're like already all done, like for this
finished.
This book.
Yep.
That's
I think when people start to work together, or after a certain amount of time as well, you know what works, and like as you mentioned, smooth. People kind of get their rhythm up.
Yeah, and part of it in the script too. Like I'll know like there's some things that Nacho's going to avoid to draw, so I'm not going to make him do those things or put those in the script. There's some things that he does really, really well, like action, reaction kind of stuff, like his the character getting thrown through the wall. And so it's kind of fun to just pick, like, I know he can do this really, really well, so this will be a money shot, and to give him more opportunities to shine with, what he does best. So I think that's been really helpful. And it's been kind of interesting how most of the pages, he draws them essentially how I'm thinking. Not that my script's that good. It's just that I've worked with him enough that I kind of have an idea of how he was going to approach it. So it's been really fun. It makes things really smooth. And then it makes me honestly just want to work with Nacho for a really long time, because now we have that rapport up.
Cool.
That's great. That's really good. You got a good creative team together.
Yeah, it's working.
And
well.
I can see you do feet, or he does feet. So it's not like Rob Liefeld. It's not that he's going to avoid feet, which is always a good thing, I find. Feet very often. Otherwise, you haven't got a leg to stand on.
But in the script, I'd have to put, make sure the feet are shown here. No, just I don't think I've ever wrote those words, but yet here we are. There's feet.
So we got 319 backers. That's amazing. 27 days left of your first 30 days. We're already crossed £12,500. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's doing really well. I know on the first day, it's always very telling. You can get a good indicator on how you do in the first 24 hours and the first 48 hours. And so that's why when you get into the middle of the campaign, it's generally like you keep promoting it and stuff, but you don't have to stress out too much, because it really does. Essentially, your campaigns will work the same way, especially because I'm the same campaign manager, and so whatever I'm doing, I can expect roughly the same kind of pattern. And so it surpassed my expectations in the first day by $2,000, which was fantastic. So we're about on track to hit what Downcast 2 did. We could even do a little bit better based off of the average backer dollar amount. So it's going really well.
Hey, awesome. Just messing with some stuff on my screen. Sorry, guys.
Stop messing. Concentrate. Come on. Get with the game.
Forgive me.
I just want to say that shark, man. Like it's so good. I know it's like a lot of people, but like
I love hearing it too. This was one the black and white page Nacho turned in, and I was like, this is so cool. and then seeing it in color. This is the first book we've done together that Nacho's colored himself too, so he did all the colors, and
So
he just crushed it. He did so well with it.
I love the light coming through from the top as well, like through the water.
Fantastic work. And it was funny, I had him on my stream. This is the first time we've ever streamed together after working together for 3 years. And so it's wild. So it was really great to talk to him, and he's just such a humble guy, and always trying to work harder and improve. And he told me he found a picture of the shark, a reference photo, when he was just looking for reference photos for something else. And then I sent him the script, and it called for a shark. And so he was like, "Oh, I know exactly which reference photo I'm going to use." So it was serendipitous.
Oh wow, it is a really cool panel, but and so what significance does this shark have to the story? Obviously, they're underwater in this story.
Yes,
I had a look through the previous campaigns. It's not water themed. So
no,
what's the significance here?
Yeah, so the diver character here is new for the series, and we sort of hinted at him in the last book. I had the little extra story I had in there is called The Secret History of Strata. It was basically like a series of journal entries from one of the founders of this floating city. And it tells a story about this guy that first finds this substance. It's a meteorite that you can harness it and control gravity. It's basically a new element. And so this guy had an unfortunate experience with this substance, and it made him lose his mind. It also makes it so he doesn't really die. So he was on a boat in the 1800s, kind of losing his mind. They talked him into putting on this diving suit, and they threw him overboard with an anchor so that they could get out of there. So he's been wandering the ocean floor for hundreds of years. When he has come to his senses and gotten out of the water, he looks up and he sees that humanity has abandoned the earth for the most part. So this section here is he's just sort of filling in our main characters on a little bit of his backstory. We've got a backup story in it as well that'll give a little bit more about his origin, sort of as I explained it there. But yeah, he's basically up for vengeance and looking to crack some skulls, basically.
Oosh, he sounds like a bit of a badass.
Yeah, he's kind of our he's an anti-hero, almost Thor-like character. He sort of talks like a pirate, maybe.
Right.
And, yeah. He's sort of larger than life, but he's also he has a really different perspective on life because he has lived for so long. I mean, he just doesn't value life anymore, and so they have to sort of rein him in a bit.
Awesome. I like that idea. He sounds like a cool character. Kev says, "Hail Clint, awesome book."
Yeah, thank you.
In the book, did I make reference to the fact that he's been wandering the ocean floor? He must stink.
Yeah, there is reference to that actually. Very, very perceptive. Yeah,
called it.
Very perceptive. Yeah, this has been so fun with just the new characters here. Here we have Carver, also a new character, a villain. Technically, he was in the first book, but you wouldn't know it until you hear a little bit about his history. Again, it'll be in the book, but he's I think my favorite character. I think Nacho said he's probably his favorite character too. He's just he's so much fun to write. I really tried to focus on making, comics. What makes a comic great are really the villains. The more I think about it, So I really tried to lean in and make these villains just fantastic. So I think people are going to like him.
Can I ask where the name Carver comes from?
I wanted to think of, in a very comic book way, sort of a name that's believable, but something that also reflects a bit of his personality. You can see that he has carved his face here. He slashed himself in the face, and part of what he does is try to basically destroy people's lives in a very surgical kind of way. He's very manipulative, he's very deliberate, and he will basically carve your life up. And so, so it sort of ties it all together. I think it worked really well.
That's grim.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool indeed. Well, this is an interesting page.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty big difference here from if you've read the first two books. It's very sci-fi, and I always heard people always say, oh, it's sci-fi. But to me, it's always been a dichotomy. And even in the Secret History Strata, you'll see that. There are people that cannot... they can only see what they see, and so they have to rely on science. And then you have some others that have eyes to see what's really going on. And some people call them gods in the city. Some people call, they can't explain it. But this is the Monstro is the diver here, and he's met Domri, who is one of those gods that he's on the hunt for. So this is where we sort of get into the fantasy side of the coin in the series.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I see why Ethan liked this image so much. A lot of action in it. It was great. So this is part 3. Is there a catch-up tier for anyone who hasn't read the other two?
Yeah. So we had to do a reprint because we sold out pretty quickly on the first print books. So
Nice.
That's rough, but I guess it's a good problem to have. So I called it New Reader. Technically, you can back any tier and add on the reprint of it. It's 1 and 2 combined. We kind of did it how John Malin did with Graveyard Shift. So you could get the New Reader tier. It's only $45, and that'll catch you up on everything. You'll get basically all 3 books.
Awesome. And what's this one? This is a totally separate idea, right?
Yeah. So All for Owen's a book I wrote and published in 2011. And it's, not a comic book, it's just a novel. But I thought a lot of people are doing ash cans, and with, a lot of the more established pros doing some of their older work from the 90s, like reprinting it and stuff, it was kind of cool. So I thought, well, maybe I'll bring this for people. We put a new cover on it and added it to the campaign. It's just a pretty affordable way to get more entertainment for your dollar and your shipping dollars as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. That's an interesting idea. Put an actual novel in with the comic book.
Who did the cover for that book? Because that book cover's amazing.
Yeah, this was done by Xevious on Twitter. And, yeah. So yeah, he did a fantastic job. I just I put it out there like, can anybody do anything? I was expecting maybe a few different things, but I just told him make it look cool, and this is what he brought to me. It looks great.
Yeah. Okay, this looks like a Jim Love Pigeon piece to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because it's got a beak.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is untimely, but yeah, this book it's about a pandemic that happens.
What?
But it's like it's a post-apocalyptic story, but the reason for the apocalypse was a pandemic. So now it's kind of like not even it's unfortunate timing, but I wrote it in 2011, so here we are. Very different outcome though.
Perfect time to release, really.
Right.
That would
You could
explain
put it
why
that
he's
way.
a plague doctor then.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait till we see those plague doctors walking around the streets now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's-
I've seen a few YouTube videos of that, like the plague doctor shopping at Walmart, and there's some guy just walking around doing normal life stuff.
Playing tennis. Play ball.
Very cool. What's this piece you have on advertised here?
Yeah, that's for the T-shirt. That was done by Christian Rossi, who is also a friend of Nacho. They actually live really close together, and they've studied under the same teacher for comics. So,
Oh,
Nice.
cool. Is this guy's anchor sort of like Thor's Mjolnir then?
that not in the story, but Christian, I like to just tell people like, here, feature this character, just do something cool, like just if something takes you, do it. So this is what he did. It's a great idea. It kind of makes me think maybe I should have had the character use the anchor as a weapon, because that's pretty cool. but yeah, that was his addition to the character.
It's an interesting idea. He looks like a watery Master Chief to me.
Yeah, especially with that color scheme.
Yeah. It's really cool. This whole campaign looks great, and I assume these are 2 different covers you can get.
Yeah, A or B. It's a total horse race right now. That's Eric Weathers' cover. Obviously, he's also lettering it, but I thought, yeah, man, I'll ask Eric to do it because he's been doing a lot of drawing, and he did that. Kelsey Shannon colored it.
Cool.
And then this is the Matt Weldon cover, and Matt Weldon's been sort of a mainstay through the whole series. So I'm always happy to get him to do a cover for it.
Yeah, these guys can draw. This is amazing art.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I have the original of this, and every time I always buy the original from Matt, and every time you see it in person, it's just it takes my breath away because you see all the little details. And if you guys have seen him draw, he doesn't use like an actual pen. Like he uses one of those. It's like a pilot pen, just like a ballpoint pilot.
Really? Okay.
He draws everything like that.
Oh, wow.
And so to just see it in person, all the little details that he adds for rendering is just, it really is amazing.
That's crazy. I never thought about using like a ballpoint pen.
Yeah, who would? But yeah, he goes through them like crazy. That's all he uses.
Huh. Okay.
That's interesting. Cheap as well. Affordable way for an artist.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I noticed you're selling it then. That's cool.
Yeah, so I always I buy his covers from. I put him up there for $1,000 because it is a cover. But on the other hand, if nobody buys it, I'm pretty happy to keep it.
Yeah.
So far on the both of the first campaigns, the original cover sold. So we'll see what happens. But one way or the other, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I would definitely be sad to have to send that one away. That's really cool.
Yeah,
that looked amazing. Also, so you have this whole deal with Alterna. What's the story there?
Yeah, so it's been a long time coming, but part of my business model, I'm always like searching for what is like the best model currently for comic book production, and I think I have it. So I'm getting to there, but I think crowdfunding the trade paperback version first and then going to single issues second is the route to go. And so this is us trying to do it. So we have right now Downcast #1 out through Alterna, and Downcast #1 is only it's broken up from the other installments. So volume 1 that we crowdfunded was actually the first 2 issues. Okay. So yeah, issue #2 is coming out here pretty soon. And then it'll go through 3 to 4. And so the issues that we're basically crowdfunding now are 5, 6, and 7 in this installment. So I'm sort of upping the page count each time. And the goal is we'll get to those trade paperback lengths, and then we'll release the single issues.
I don't know if we've asked this. What's the page count on #3 then here?
#3 is 64 pages for the main story.
And you finished it since October?
We started it in October. Yeah. Yes. Impressive, huh? I know.
Hang on a sec. I have to say this. We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
But honestly, this is Nacho. I'll give you a little insight here, but 2020 has been a tough year for a lot of people in comics, and Nacho was doing comics full time, and he had work, and he lost work. So he told me, if you want to do more, can you just raise my page rate so I'm like guaranteed so much money up, as I'm working? I said, absolutely, let's do it. So raise his page rate. He's fully committed to the book, and that's essentially what it took. He was just working on it full time and committed to it. And now we get to do, have the book finished, release it. I think this is what I want to go for in the future for every single book.
Cool.
Yeah, that is amazing how fast Nacho can draw.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And color as well, right?
And color, yeah.
Damn.
Crushed it.
Cool.
Wow.
One thing I was going to ask you. Okay, so back to the book itself. Okay, so you've explained the the diver.
Mhm.
But what about the who are the heroes? Can you tell us a little about those two? Because there's a guy and a girl, I think, there.
Yep, they're brother and sister, Joanne and Jax. Yeah, you saw each of them on each of those respective pages. And they're brother and sister. They're really lowly in the city. They're window cleaners in the first book, and they happen to get the power to control gravity from the city for one day. Essentially, is what it ends up being, and immediately they exploit that power to try and save their father, who's been falsely imprisoned. And stuff goes down. They get wrapped up in a whole bunch of other things, but it was really by chance that they got the power, and it kind of showed how quickly it corrupted them. And so they are trying to live life. They've got basically a new status quo here, but because they know pretty intimately about this power to control gravity, this other element that exists, the Monstro is the first hunting for them because he thinks they're some of his enemies. So he's up there for revenge. So they have to work together and decide if they want to get involved in this war that's brewing or if they want to let it slide. And that's kind of what you find out through the course of this book.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a good little insight of the past couple of stories.
Yeah, it's tough when you're on the third one because it feels like there's several pitches you have to do.
Yeah.
So apologize, I'm a little rusty on some of it, but yeah, it's almost like you got to pitch the series and then pitch like this is the new story arc. So,
so had you already planned this story right from the beginning? Was this part of a larger arc, or is it like, okay, books 2's finished now? What am I going to have these guys do?
It was a little bit of both, to be honest. So I started the concept for Downcast years ago, before I had a YouTube channel, before Comicsgate was a thing, and I started working through some ideas, and I had this big epic concept. And then when I thought I would give it a try and I would do crowdfunding, I thought maybe I'll have a chance to make one book. So I changed the script so that it would work for one book. We launched the campaign. It did really well. And so then I changed it because I thought, well, let's change the ending then so I can get into this bigger story. Still very cautious. So number 2 sort of rounded off the story arc. And then number 3 here is me. I'm fully committed to doing the epic story that I originally wanted to. So it's starting a brand new story arc. I think you can tell probably the difference that I'm preparing for some longer term, things that'll happen in interactions. Whereas in the first 2 books, I'm trying to tell a cohesive story and make sure it ends, neatly enough.
Awesome. What's your plan going forward then? This is going to continue, right? Have we penciled in issues 4, 5, 6, for example?
Yeah. So I have the whole thing outlined. What I'd like to get to is to 6 volumes, and I'd be really happy with that if I could do 6 volumes. Obviously, with crowdfunding, you could get canceled by the readers at any point. So we'll figure out. We'll roll with the punches. But so far, I think people have been really supportive of it. And so I'm just planning on continuing on to 6 volumes, and that'll cover the big major story arc that I want to get through, as well as a couple minor story arcs that I want to put in here as well. So that's the plan, but we'll see how it goes.
Hey, it's very cool. Downcast looks like such a good book. I want to touch briefly on, you had another book released recently, Fatal, right?
Yeah.
How did that one go for you?
That was a amazing campaign. Right now, Charlie's had some personal family struggles. His wife had cancer, and she's had some repercussions from that, sort of ongoing. She's had to been in and out of surgery. So production on that book's been slowed down quite a bit. I just talked to him today, though, and he's just asked me for a little bit more time. But the book is amazing, and I think it'll be worth the wait for everybody that's eagerly awaiting it. He is something special. I've never seen an artist quite like Charlie. And so it really is a privilege to be working with him and doing that book. If you guys have seen the art, it's
the artwork's amazing on that book.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the best to him and his family then.
Yeah.
Hope he's doing okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you want to quickly talk us through your tiers, and then we've got a little game to move on to. So
okay. Yeah, I'll try not to be long-winded.
Oh no, I didn't mean to sound like I was rushing.
No, you're fine. I know. I get like I'll just get talking about it, and yeah. Anyway, okay. So we have the collector's bundle first. So $75, you get cover A, cover B. You get a special book plate in each of those. That's the little white card there you see, which I drew. So take that for what it is. Then we have All for Owen. You get a copy of the novel as well. You get a trading card set. Your name is printed in the book, or if you want to be anonymous, I have a lot of people that want to be anonymous. We can have it anonymous, no big deal. But this tier ships first as well, so that's a little extra bonus.
Oh, cool. What is a book plate?
It's a glorified sticker, honestly. But there are companies that specialize in printing them. It's basically a sticker, and then it's printed on uncoated paper. So usually you sign it. They'll have them in some really older books, like first edition books and stuff. And
Right.
it makes for a really nice sort of collector aspect. And I added it on Fatal, and people really liked it. Not that they have it yet, but people like the concept. So I thought I'll do it here, and we'll see how it goes over. So far, I'm pretty happy. I think more people should do it.
Jacobus, we'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
It's an inexpensive way to add some value that backers really like. So,
right, cool,
awesome. So then what we got? Covers A and B, right?
Covers A and B. They're in a horse race. What we got? 56 of the Matt Weldon cover and 58 of Eric Weathers cover. They keep crossing, so they're in a total war here, which is awesome. And yeah, it's just the book, pretty straightforward. We have the T-shirt here underneath, and it's also an add-on. So most people have been adding it on as opposed to just backing at a separate tier. Either way is perfectly fine. But yeah, we looked at that art from Christian Rossi. And then if you scroll down to the next one, we have the book and the novel. If you want to get just whatever the new story content is, that's the cheapest way to get that, $35. Then we have both covers. If you just want one of each of the variant covers, and you're good to go there.
Yeah, that's cool. And for only £28, that's sort of what you would pay for just one CG book generally. That's a good deal.
Yeah, it really is. And I'm trying to, especially because we have the Alterna books coming out, it's like I'm competing with myself in a way. So I've tried to make it a more affordable book for people to get into, and you get more story than you're usually getting. So that's sort of the direction that I'm trying to go with it, cautiously.
Okay.
So here's the new readers. You can see the reprint on the left there, and that'll include books 1 and 2. So that's a 120-page graphic novel right there, and then you get book 3 there. So you all caught up for $45.
Wow!
And really, any of these tiers can be a new reader tier because it's an add-on as well.
Huh.
Oh, that's very cool. That's your catch-up tier, guys. What's this number here?
This is a sketch cover. So this is the Alterna Comics #1 blank sketch variant. I will draw on it. So again, there's a reason I'm not drawing the book, but there's that personal touch. I have one person that took me up on that offer, so I really appreciate them for that. But
it's not stick figures though, is it?
No, yeah, that I drew that. So that's about the level.
That's pretty good.
What you're gonna get.
Yeah,
that's way better than I can do.
That's better than okay. You want to be interested in fairy tales, dude? We need to have this.
So I'm drawing the trading card set for this, and I'm drawing the backup story because it's my dream. Like one day I'd love to just draw my own book, but everyone's like, you know, baby steps. Like just put yourself in the book. We all know what you're gonna do. It's fine. So, so I'm doing it. I committed. So.
Oh, good for you, dude. That's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then there's the original cover art.
awesome. Yeah, you got a lot of really cool tiers on. It'd be really cool if when someone backs this one, because that's gonna be a nice chunk of money injected into that campaign.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's funny because on the first 2 campaigns, we sold the cover in the first day. It was like within the first 3 hours or so.
Yeah,
And so so when I compare the numbers now, it's like we're actually doing a little bit better than we did on the last campaign, but we also haven't sold the cover and we did the last campaign. So it kind of shows like we're just generally getting people. I think the add-on tiers have been a big help, but people are backing at higher amounts in general, which has been nice. So yeah, if we sell that cover, that'll be a nice spike later on. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
It must be really good to know that you're doing like better than your last one, even with how competitive the crowdfunding side of things has gone
yeah,
in the
it's
last sort of year.
major relief. You're always not sure, like, especially because just comics in general, like issue number 1 gets so many cells and then issue number 2 gets half of those cells, and that's like typical. So with crowdfunding, it's like, are people going to keep supporting me? So this felt like a trust fall, especially because I financed the production of this one ahead of time. So it was like, I hope I get my money back. I hope we can print the book. And so far, I think we're on track to do just that.
awesome.
Well, hey, you're only like 4 days in, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 days in.
good
That's
indicator,
nothing.
I think. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we'll do well.
Yeah. Well, he's doing well now. He's doing great right now.
Yeah. Well, it's expensive just for all and we're doing a reprint with this campaign too. So it's kind of like, I got to get 2 print runs. I got to, so the expenses will come in. But again, the first 2 days will sort of tell you generally where you're going to go long term. So, so we will be just fine, I think, as long as I keep working.
Cool. So guys, there's the link. Dave's put it in the chat. It's also in the description. Also, Clint's social media links are in the description. So if anyone he does not follow, make sure you give him a follow, and you can keep up to date with him. Let's go to the chat quick because we've been joined by Robert, and we've been joined by Tatty Boggleman. How you doing, guys? Nice to see you here. So Clint, we played this game on the bargain bin called the CG Battle Royale. Right, let me show you this. So basically, it's a tier list like you see on all the other big YouTube channels, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ours is a little different. So if you look on the very far left of the screen, we've got our various tiers. We've got Nan tier, Henchman tier, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, and then Dr. Manhattan tier.
Oh.
So basically, the game is we take a bunch of CG characters and we say, could they beat the Nan? And if so, they move up. If not, they stay in that tier. Could they beat the Henchman? If so, they move up, etc., etc. So we've got a bunch of your characters in that I'd like to plug into the CG Battle Royale.
Yeah.
We've already done Flynn, right? We put him in the Spider-Man tier, but we want your opinion. Does he move up? Does he move down? Or does he stay where he is?
So this would mean he can beat Spider-Man, or he's on level with Spider-Man?
On par with Spider-Man.
Okay.
Wait,
that's probably...
It's not just Spider-Man as well. Think of it as like street level tier. So, like the Daredevil, the Defenders.
Yeah.
Like that kind of level in it.
Yeah. I think that could be the case. At the same time, then I'm thinking he uses his equipment to destroy alien invasions. So I don't know if that's
kind of like Batman, right?
Depends. He might actually be up in power a little bit because of that reason. So
yeah. We'll hand full control to you. Does he move up to Batman tier?
Yeah, let's move him up. And not
Okay.
I'm trying to be really impartial here, but I think some of the other characters will be a little bit lower, to be fair.
Okay. I really hope I got the names right. I added this one just now when you told me his name was Carver.
Carver, you're good.
From the latest book, where does Carver stack up?
Yeah, so let's see. That's little old ladies at the bottom, and then this is henchman here.
Yeah.
He's probably henchman level. He's a bit of his fighting skill is not necessarily the highest, so he's probably henchman level. He gets into just being, he's just willing to do terrible things. He's like Zaz almost in Batman.
Right.
So that's probably henchman level, you know.
He strikes me as the kind of guy that would be like a henchman general.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's where he's at. And technically he is a henchman in the first book, so that's pretty good, yeah.
I think like even though he does terrible things, I mean everyone's got to have a hobby, right?
He's got a good point. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's an accurate place for him.
Let's take your main characters next. We've got Joanne and Jax.
Joanne and Jax, they're similar in different. They have different strengths and weaknesses, but I say they're still probably similar. And they're gonna have to be probably in the Spider-Man level, but at the very low end. Like this is just enough to, just
I can
enough.
bin Spider-Man.
Right. Yeah, they're not going to beat Spider-Man. They're just enough to edge out some of the henchmen. You know, this is really difficult. It's not something they're meant to be doing.
What's their advantage? Are they clever and witty, something like
that? So they do have... they stole a piece of the orb, we call it. So they actually can control gravity. So they've got that going for them. They don't make the best decisions quite often. And so they're still learning how to do things.
This controlling gravity power, is it just manipulate the gravity directly around them? Or is it like in a wider area as well? Or
so they couldn't like lift Batman, for example?
They could lift Batman if he's in range, if he's close enough. They could they can float. Okay, but they're not going to be able to like lift up a building or yeah.
I'm just thinking if they're in rage, I can imagine Batman being at home and they're like, whoa, what the fuck's going on?
Right.
And those guys like 2 miles away going tee.
Right. And then it's like, what do you do with that? You know, so that they've gotten creative. They're learning from book to book how to be effective with it.
I like Rob's outlook on the world. He can start pranking Batman.
Batman's at home having a cup of tea and wait a damn minute.
Right. You'll have to forgive me on the next two because I didn't know the names. We got the big shark who I just named Jeff.
I love that. We will go with Jeff. I like that a lot. So Jeff the Shark has got to be on Superman level.
Okay.
Technically, he is.
Hold on. Is this battle in land or in water?
That you got a good point there too.
Yeah.
Technically, he is a god in this world. So, so there's that. He's not really, but they're sort of false gods. But he's pretty powerful. Could Superman beat him? Yeah, I think so.
Could Batman beat him?
On land. Could Batman, while relaxing with a cup of tea, floating 2 feet above the floor, beat the shark on land?
Well, let's think about this. You've seen the episode where Batman's on a helicopter, right, with the shark.
I thought it was Happy Days
from the Adam West. Yeah,
shark repellent spray.
Yeah, I think
I love that. I've got that episode on VHS.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So this shark's more powerful, so I think he could beat Batman. I mean, Batman might be able to outsmart him, but it's a power level kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess that's how I've been looking at it anyway.
I was gonna say, have you guys even seen Sharknado? Come on. Like, you don't need to stay in the water if you're a shark anymore.
Oh yeah.
I have seen Shark Tale, and they didn't look scary.
Not quite the same. Don't mix them up and give the wrong one to your kids.
All I'm asking for is freaking sharks with lasers.
Dr. Evil.
I just noticed we got Chubb, who just joined us. How you doing, dude? He asked me to plug in the Mary Boys, so we'll do that after we've done Clint's characters. We got one more for Clint. And again, I didn't know his name, so I called him Bioshock, the man in the
Right,
dinosaur.
you just told me that. Yeah, this is the Monstro. He's powerful. He cannot die. At least we have not found a way to kill him yet. So
Okay.
he's I would say probably on a Superman level, probably along with that shark. He does, spoiler alert, he will kill the shark.
Don't tell us.
Drop that shark
Well,
down. It's here.
this is back. This is
All I
back
was looking
story.
for was the Monstro with laser beams.
Yeah. So that's probably about right. It's tough because sometimes you think about who would win, and it's like, well, Batman he's just resourceful is what it comes down to. But
Yeah, like Batman gets foiled by the Riddler, but absolutely deals with Darkseid.
Yeah.
So it's random, and it.
yeah, what's happening here? Yeah. Is that the last
Yeah.
one? I think that is.
The Monstro has a bit of has his own force field, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, technically he is wearing some armor, so he's got that going for him.
Yeah, plus I'm just thinking of the Pong.
Oh.
I would defeat him, but my eyes are streaming. I cannot see.
Yeah, it's that fishy smell you can smell coming a mile away. You know.
So can be beaten by Captain Birdseye.
Commie Mark says, I want Fatal versus Rattle. I don't know if you remember this, Rob, but do you remember when you came on my show first?
Yes.
I did a parody. What was it called? Fatal and Roll.
Yeah, it's a bit vague, but go on, refresh my memory.
I'll have to bring up the stream another time and show you. I did a parody, Fatal and Roll, just because, for no other reason than you spell Fatal the same way. Rob spells Rattle.
None of you like vowels. So.
Yeah.
Vowels are foul.
All right, let's plug one more in before we move on. We've got Mary Boys by Chubb. Where are they going?
Oh man,
Let's count all four of them.
If Chubb's still in the chat, he should be fighting for his character's placement right now.
Well, is it possible to send him a link? Grab him on real quick.
I mean, that's what smart people would do, but we're the bargain bin, Rob.
Yeah, we're not.
I want to see him. I loved Mary Boys, by the way.
Oh yeah, me too.
So
Can't wait
good.
for the next one. It's gonna
Yeah.
be sick.
Yeah,
They
Like,
can
I
beat
read
Batman.
they can beat Batman. They can beat him up as well.
Do we take his word for it?
Well, I am one of the shameful people that are yet to have read Mary Boys, so I
Me
can't
too,
say.
me too.
I know.
I've read it, and the whole shtick is they get stronger as they
No,
get.
don't. Shut up. I'm waiting for number 2 to come out to get them both, you prick.
Number
They,
two,
they have bats, he says.
Yeah, it's number 3.
That's the one.
That's hilarious.
I've just sent Chubb a what do you call it? A link just to see if he'll jump on.
Oh, good man. Good
Yeah.
man.
If
Yeah,
he wants
but-
to, of
yeah.
course.
If he
Freaking
wants to. Yeah.
Maybe
I've
But-
never seen a photo of him. Maybe he'll jump on with a bag over his head. I have no idea.
No, the best thing about Mary Boys is it's based in the best city in the world, Bristol.
Birmingham.
Devon.
My hometown.
Well,
And it's
neither of
Bristolian
those,
thing.
really. Hope those aren't infected bats, Chubb.
Oh,
Right.
Those
So where are we
corona.
going, guys? Batman's here. Are we going to take his word for it?
Chubb says, okay, hang on.
Oh, okay,
on.
cool. We'll leave it.
Right, okay, so, 2 seconds. What else can you tell us about anything? Clint? I'll tell you what. Yeah, Clint, tell us everything. Start with the dinosaurs.
Well, once upon a time.
Maybe we could. I put my link. I put a link in. Hang on a sec, and I've just moved it again. Do you want to quickly check out Fatal for everybody at home?
Sure.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
The link. There you go.
There it is. Yeah. I mean, and you could just look through.
Tell me when to scroll up or down. Okay.
You can scroll down, and we'll just show off some of the artwork here if you would like.
All right.
But
this artwork is amazing.
I always think everyone knows about Fatal, surely, because I've gone everywhere, but that's just not true. But yeah, his artwork is amazing. It was interesting how this one came about because I saw Charlie's work a little, like he'd post on Twitter randomly, like he did I think it was an Iron Man page just for a portfolio piece. He just posted, and it was like, what? Like, this is amazing. So I've reached out to him a couple times, and he just kind of would send me art here and there. And then one day, I forget the series of events, but he's like, hey, let's do it. Let's do a book. I said, okay, what do we do? So he had some pages of this character here, Flynn. And he said, I've just been thinking about this character. I don't know anything about him. I just have him blowing up some of these monsters. So what do we do from there? So we brainstormed. We came up with a premise. We're just like, let's just do a cool science fiction action story. And that's how Fatal was born.
Guys, we got Chubb.
Chubb's here.
Yay! Welcome. Right. These are excellent. I'll be with you in a second. There you go.
He's so good.
Yeah, this art looks amazing.
That's what you look like. Excellent. All right.
Have you never seen Chubb before?
I think
I
Chubb's
don't think I
frozen.
have. I don't think we've actually been on a stream before. No. Yeah.
He's frozen or playing
I
dead.
think
I don't
he's
know.
frozen.
He's doing
Who,
his...
me? Job.
No, not you, Rob.
Okay. Okay. These. I mean, has he done this with brushes or what? Because is it digital?
This is all digital.
Okay.
All digital. He works really hard to make it not look like digital, though.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see exactly what kind of brushes he's using. You know, digital brushes and all that. But he just he goes for trying to purposely throw you off and make it look like it's ink.
Hey, if you can.
Yeah, I know.
That's just to do that with digital is just unbelievable.
Whoa. Look at that. That is excellent.
That is beautiful.
He colored all of this too.
Damn.
That is the
Whoa.
opening shot to the Fatal movie right there.
Yeah. That's page 1 too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, gives you a taste of what's to come.
He's in orbit over this planet, waiting for basically the check to clear before he goes down. He goes down to this planet, and he's gonna exterminate their alien invasion.
Is this still available? It's in demand, right?
It's in demand. Yeah.
It is in demand. Yeah, we really want to hit 100K because I mean we're so close. It's like ridiculous. They just look alive, don't they? The figures. Yeah.
I tell you, I'm looking at this one and I think, wow, Ian Gibson.
He draws women great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's something I really struggle with, drawing females, and he just nails it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's so good. Their facial expressions, the acting of the characters. There's other pages too that we don't have the campaign. We've shown so many pages, but just such good acting in his character drawing.
Yeah. Is this a full self-contained story?
It is. Just like everything that I do, it leaves the door open. So there's some resolution, but it sort of leaves the door open. Our plan initially was like, let's just, we'll just see if we can keep doing it. So a lot of that's going to depend on Charlie's family situation.
Sure.
So it's slowed things down a bit, but we're still planning the same story as we had been planning.
This is mind blowing. Is that the cover or is that
the cover? It's a wraparound cover.
Wow.
You see the angle too. It's like everything's a fisheye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you draw perspective lines to do that? And he's like, perspective lines? What are you talking about? he just does it.
All up here.
Yeah,
It's insane. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's amazing.
For sure.
Yeah.
There we go.
I never thought like a gray building would look so interesting, but I've looked at those buildings in the background for so long, just like, wow, look at the windows and the how it curves. It looks like Alien, enough, but it looks like a city enough. And
I'm trying. There we go.
yeah,
That is wowza. I mean, these action poses as well. Damn.
yeah,
Caramba. All I can say is caramba.
yeah.
Caramba.
Yeah.
Hey, very cool. Chubb, can you hear us
Right.
okay?
Yeah, I
I think-
can. I hope there isn't too much of a delay. I'm the worst live streamer in the world. I forgot to plug in the thing directly to the router, so is this okay?
This
Yeah.
is fine. Yeah.
It's down
Yeah.
right now. So,
All right, okay. I
Let's
think
bring
it's a
up- let's
slight
bring
delay,
up
but
the,
it's not too bad.
Battle Royale again, if I figure this one out. There we go. Mary Boys. Where are we going with the Mary Boys,
The
dude?
Battle Royale. Yeah, so
There was a little bit of a delay.
A little
The
bit.
reason I'm saying is that yeah, there is a bit. I don't know what the hell it is. I've got very fast internet. I'm connected, directed. This is a constant bloody problem for me. I don't know what the story is, but it's going to cause havoc in future. I need to get that sorted out. The reason I say beat Batman is simply because there's 4 of them, and one sort of confrontation, and they have fighting skills, fighting in formation. And superhuman. Well, I'd say they're probably as strong as each of them would be as strong as the guys in the world strong contest. They're skinny as hell. They would probably have that sort of strength range. So yeah, they would beat the snot out of Batman. But unless the thing is, if he's
Beat the snot out of him.
and gets like some sort of weird trap, and you know, if he cheats, and he probably will cheat. He'll probably bamboozle him somehow. But that's just
I got a question though, because usually when baddies fight Batman, for example, they do it one at a time. And Mary's Boys, are they gentlemen and like, oh, after you, oh, it's my turn now, okay, or it's like, right, all together, bats.
No, the brawlers are very, very tasty. They'll climb into old Batman all at once. Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't stop after he's on the ground. They'll probably kick him around a bit, you know. Yeah. Like a big ball.
Chase him up a tree, even.
He's got a utility belt with a cord. I don't need to chase him up a tree. It'd just be.
Yeah.
So you have to think about the motivation. So they see this guy dressed as Batman in the middle of Peckham or wherever they are. You know, and obviously go, pedophile. Right.
Hang on, fellas, I'm just returning home from a children's party. Hey, we bloody called it.
I like that. That's good to happen.
Hey, if you use that in a
It's
future
like
book,
that
I want
episode of Only
royalties.
Fools and Horses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes, of
Oh,
course.
delays,
I remember that. David Jason as Batman.
Sorry, Clint. I mean, this is all. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Clint, have you seen any episodes of Only Fools and Horses? Do you watch any British comedy?
I've never heard that one. I've watched like The Office. I've not the American. I mean, I have watched the American one, but I've watched a little bit of the English one. But I think that's about it. Yeah.
There's a whole world you're missing out on, buddy.
I know it. Yeah. Give me a list. Give me a list of the best stuff.
Okay, audience, you heard it. List in the chat now.
Yeah, let me do one more thing for the audience.
Well, definitely. You must know Black.
Go on, Chubb.
Black Books.
Sorry, damn delay. Black Books, Black Adder, League of Gentlemen.
Black Adder.
That's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mighty Boosh, 40 Towers.
Oh, the Mighty
obviously, that's quite an
Boosh!
old one.
God, yeah.
I love the Mighty Boosh.
Others.
I gotta
The
say,
Goodies.
I knew that Area
Goodies
would
is
like the
stupid,
Mighty
but it's
Boosh.
funny.
It's because I like Noel.
You know, and I thought to myself, is it Noel is modeling himself on, or is it oh God, what's his face? The other guy.
Oh, I like Noel, but I don't want to look like Noel.
I'm writing these down.
But Blackadder is for dry humor. Yeah, is an absolute must, and it's
Still want to be. All
it's
right.
old, but it's great. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll look it up. I mean, Mr. Bean. I've seen Mr. Bean. That's to me like that's as British
Which
as
is
I,
okay. You cannot diss Mr. Bean mainly because it's so international.
Yeah, very. No, I've enjoyed. I've watched several episodes. So yeah, it's been fun.
Well, what about Little Britain?
Never heard of Little Britain.
What?
Oh no!
Write that down.
Oh, yeah, but that's
Yeah.
been cancelled, hasn't it?
Britain.
I should have
Is it?
worn my earrings.
Because of
Yeah, pretty
blackface
much.
and all that
It's
shit.
too good.
Oh, Sir Black.
You're my wife now, Dave.
There's a bit of everything in it.
No, it's a League of Gentlemen.
But it was only done like 10 years ago, something like that. So,
Mind you,
Yeah.
Little Britain had
Fucking
blackface as well because they had the minstrels. You know, like eating breakfast at home, turning the radio over, and it's got Al Jolson.
oh,
Here comes my baby, here comes my darling. Sorry, I'm stealing the show. Over to you guys.
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry, let's not
All do love.
let's not bamboo Clint with all these references and things like it's not fair. It's like sure there's a lot of American TV we just don't know anything about.
Probably not worth knowing about these days, but this is pretty bad. No, that's cool. This is a good list. I'm gonna look some of this up, see if I can stream it.
that's
Oh,
only
yeah,
a
yeah.
start.
We're
That's a
gonna have
start.
to.
Yeah.
We'll get you on once you've had a good binge of all those, and you'll have to get in on all the references of this.
Then I'll be starting the references off.
You'll be speaking with an English accent by the time. we
Does-
see them.
Does Idiot Abroad count? I know that's
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Pilkington. What's his name?
Carl,
Carl
right?
Carl Pilkington. Yeah.
I watched that whole series. It's hilarious.
That's one I haven't seen actually.
Extras. Also with Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
And he's got some really top names on that show because he plays an extra himself in amongst all these different like films that are being made. So he's got Daniel Radcliffe. He's got who else has he got on extra? He's got David Tennant, but he's got like Kate Winslet. And the Kate Winslet episode is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, and Extras paints all these stars as being really nasty, and they're playing themselves, and Chubb's gone.
Oh no!
We lost Chubb.
Chatting, Rob.
Sorry. Sorry, I get down this rabbit hole and I just cannot stop.
It's fine, Rob. That's why we love you, mate.
Nice. I wanted Chubb to talk about Mary Boys before he left. Oh, he's back.
Yeah. Oh, he's back. Okay.
Kind of bad. He's a squiggly line.
Anyway,
Around and round and round it goes.
All right.
There we go.
hey Chubb, do you want to tell us what's happening with Mary Boys? Mary Boys 3 specifically.
Before we lose you again.
Just drawing bloody thing at the moment, and it's taking forever. Because it's going to be a 2-page comic book this time, so people get more bang for their buck. I've been spending today just draw. Can you see that? Wait, I've been drawing midgets all bloody day. It's my flares. Everything's just washed out, isn't it? I can't really see what's going on there.
Oi.
Guys, must think I'm such an amateur. Here we go. There we go.
There you
cool.
go.
Oh, nice.
Do you remember the guy on the Howard Stern show? There was this guy called Harold, the angry drunk dwarf. Well, I'm kind of like giving him a cameo in one of the next stories.
Well, you can see he's not happy.
And no, he was very angry and very drunk most of the time. He's dead now.
Oh God.
And just a bunch of, you know, you have to do a bit of prep for these stories. I'm on the last story now, so I've got about 20 pages left to pencil. Got some inking left. I'll ink up about 5 or 7 pages, and then I'll launch, and we can get the show on the road.
When do you think that'll be?
When
I know that's the worst question, but
probably next 2 months. I would think it's just moving out because of the day job, but
soon. No, that's great.
Yeah, Chubb, we want you on this show once it's launch time.
With a better internet connection.
Ethernet. Dude.
Is there still a delay? Because I feel like I'm actually talking in real time now, so somebody in the house probably stopped streaming.
It's a little bit jumpy, but it's intelligible.
It's real time robotic.
All right, good.
Yeah, if that's what you're going for, it's perfect.
If I could absolutely suggest, let's have Chubb on Arya's show. Nothing against you, Jacobus, but damn! Jacobus is not even here.
Nah, you missed that insult. So since Jacobus isn't here, I'll leave it up to one of you below me to tell us about our book.
So what you?
Details.
Did you just say blow me?
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. I'm not doing that.
I'll leave it to one of you, blow me.
We'll add it to the tier list in Twisted Fairy Tale.
Okay.
Tiers list.
Yeah. We have 11 backers, which is one backer
Whoa,
more
we got
than we
more.
had.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got someone back to digital tier just now.
Woo! Party, party! One of you blow me.
See? Someone just us that thought you said that.
Yeah, CB, is that you? Oh,
Yes.
RJ.
Critical Blast. Anyway, yeah, this is Twisted Fairy Tales. People in the bargain bin audience know what this book is. I think you might have seen this, Clint, on Charlie's Fans Hour.
Yeah.
The other day. So
On Don
getting there.
Shins as well.
getting there. We're over halfway funded, 64% now. It's got a wealth of talent on it, new and old. Rob likes to read this out, so I can always let him do it.
I love it.
You do.
Law. There we go. Twisted Fairy Tales, the YouTube show you love to watch, bring you an anthology truly top-notch. Over 14 stories and over 80 pages. Rest assured, this is not for all ages. So sit back in your chair, drink up your ale, grab your copy of Twisted Fairy Tales. Showcasing creators both old and new, the bargain bin knew just what to do. Cool art, cool stories, all from cool scripts. To top it off, we added some sexy chicks. No, thank you.
Hey, well done.
There it is.
Nobody's saying anything,
you guys have
conversation stopper.
You have one more backer.
What?
One more. Oh,
Oh,
My
dude.
copper. One more.
Let's refresh the page.
Wow, Clint. Hey. Excellent. Thank you, Clint.
No problem.
Thank you, man.
My pleasure.
Oh,
Thank you so
yeah.
much. Thank you so much.
What-
That's awesome.
what-
You
You
bet.
know what? I think I'm just going to repeat something I mentioned earlier. We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Somebody was asking me last night or tonight. Everything's a blur. They're asking me, are there any anthologies that are out there? I haven't seen any anthologies, and I said, actually, there is. There's Twisted Fairy Tales. That is an anthology. So, yeah,
thanks.
I'm a proud supporter.
Oh, you're a good
thank
man.
you, dude.
You're a good man.
Appreciate that so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's one thing that we want to see more of in CG, which is one of the reasons why we're doing it, is the anthologies. Like we said, we got some established talent, people like Charlie's London, Commie Mark, Piper, and then you got new people like E.T. Madness, Lewis Mike DeBurn, which I don't know if you know, he does Life on Korra. He's a European creator. Very
Scroll
good guy.
down to
Nice.
E.T. Madness print because
Got the
that.
example.
Oh, there was pause just there.
Where?
Okay.
Where?
No,
You said
no,
pause.
I'm just joking with you. I'm just joking with you because you zipped by mine.
We got boob.
But,
Boob. That's always good.
boobage.
But you can see just the different types of art available. Yeah, that's easy.
And for someone who's so far as far as we're aware unpublished, that is something.
That's
is
impressive.
absolutely
Unpublished? Wow.
Yeah, I know. Where the hell's he been hiding for sure?
Yeah.
Well,
Look at the bird in the tree.
yeah, just back. But yeah, after he's done with this book, if all goes well, he should be drawing my book, Smiter, hopefully.
Oh, that's gonna look so good.
So
Really
I
cool.
can't wait because he's already done some sketches for me, and they look.
Who is it?
Yeah, they lock him down before anyone else steals him.
Yeah.
E.T.'s mine.
Contracts, dude.
We were over on Critical Blast this evening, and there's something that really during that conversation really hey, there's Critical Blast. Hey, this is something that really kind of jumped out at me, that Brits, we do anthologies. You know, we've been doing humorous anthologies for years, and this I think is a bit like subconsciously. This is something that's born of that. It's part of a tradition, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like it because you're getting a lot of people get a new chance. This might be their first thing. You get, it's even just, I don't know, I thought it'd be fun to do an anthology of just one-page stories because of the challenge of telling a story in one page, there could be a lot of, I don't know, just a lot of different fun ways you could approach it.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping, providing this one's successful, which it hopefully looks like it's going to be. Then we're hoping to do more in the future, more new creators, but different types of anthology. So this one's obviously fairy tales. We're looking at maybe doing some like horror, sci-fi, sort of themed ones as we go.
I think it's only fair that we mention the follow-up to this, which is going to be a sex romp. And it's actually going to be called Fisted Teary Tales.
No, that's the title of your sex tape, Rob. We're not doing that.
That's the after. That's the after show. Don't pay any attention to that.
Comes with tissues for clear up afterwards.
It's a day.
It's sponsored by
house.
Kleenex.
It's a Dave's house. Yeah.
No, not to my house. My house is a clean zone. I'm not having none of that shit in there.
Hey, we saw the photos last night, Dave.
Kingdom of Sex.
I told you that wasn't mine. Yeah, I'm off track. So we've looked at Downcast 3, so very, very cool. I think you're on like 319 backers or something, I think, when we were looking at it earlier. So it's got
excellent.
322.
322 still.
Very cool. Thank you, everybody.
I have no doubt that's going to be successful. Well, more successful than it already is as well. Fatal, obviously still in demand as well, guys. I've got all the links in the chat. And it looks better if you look in dollars. 95,000. So close. So close.
So close. Slowly creeping up there. I think once we go to print, I think you usually get a big bump, I think we'll get there.
Yeah, there's like a few different bumps, isn't there? There's the starting bump, the middle bump when you get onto your second 30 days, and then the end bump, and then fulfillment bump as well.
I got to be honest, because I'm very new to all of this malarkey. The in demand, is there all? What's the time limit on the in demand section?
There's some weird stipulations. You can stay open indefinitely, but you have to be making at least $100, I think, within any given 6-week period. So as long as it's at least doing that, then you can stay in demand.
So if you on one particular week you dip below $100, then that's the end of the in demand.
it's not a week. I think it's 6 weeks. It might even be longer than that.
Oh, sorry, 6 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you don't make the $100 within whatever that time frame is, then they'll drop it from in demand. But I've never had a campaign do that, even though they get pretty slow, and you'll just get a backer here and there. It's usually enough to it's still selling books, and you get new readers still. So
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Then we got Mary Boy's Beefheads in sign up, as Carl said. It should be next about 2 months. You said roughly, was it, that you should be launching it?
About 2 months. Cool. That's a bit optimistic for 2 months. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We're trying to properly,
and that
I'd rather have people for backing. Otherwise, it's gonna be like, "Where's my book?" You know what I mean.
Yeah, sure.
Rather spend the time now and get a quicker turnaround when it's time to deliver.
But that's where I think people like Clint and that have done so well, is where you're getting the books basically done. Like I'm sure it's like editing or anything you're doing, like last minute editing.
Yeah, edits and lettering. Yeah,
and then that way, like the backers, I'm gonna get it so quick, and then you can turn around onto the next book.
Right. Yeah, the worst thing is getting emails from people saying, "Where's my book?" That's it's frustrating, and most people they're so patient. They're great, but it's still it's terrible feeling. So yeah.
It's my frog. That sounds like it should be a song. Where is my frog? Where is my frog?
It's a Radiohead song right there.
Yeah, Clint can say that song
my head up my ass.
Yeah.
Or what?
See, the thing is, if we leave Rob on for too long, he starts going down a weird and dark path.
The later it gets, like the darker Rob gets.
Rob, do you want to
Follow
tell
me
us
into a world of the unknown.
That was terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
We
Mission accomplished.
That's game
Rob,
flip.
do you want to tell us what's happening with Rattle and Roll?
Absolutely nothing. Except,
okay.
except Rattle and Roll, of course, number 1 is, of course, available now in Australia. This week became available in Australia, printed locally. I mean, I'm sure it was available in Australia anyway, but it would have had to have been imported. But now it can be purchased within the confines of the Australian coast itself. Production on Rattle and Roll 2 is a little bit slow, but it's okay because we're still, in the sign-up stage anyway. What else can I say? And of course, I'm trying to grab enough energy just to keep pushing myself to finish my contribution for Twisted Fairy Tales. But also, of course, we need to remember that all the backers who back the excuse me a second, I have to put this down, big package of Twisted Fairy Tales actually get Rattle and Roll, the KDP version, as part of that. We can't really put it on the. I mean, you don't see it immediately in the tier because we decided that after people started backing it, so we can't change that photo. But it's okay because now you know. And thank you very much.
Signed as well, Rob.
Oh yes, signed. However, now I'm thinking, I mean, because the situation is the following. Yep. If I would have to purchase them, like get them printed here in Germany, and then of course sign them and send them over to the UK where you guys are. And I'm just wondering, Clint's idea of the faceplate, was it the book frontispiece?
Book plate, yeah.
Book plate. And I'm just wondering if that would be acceptable to the readers if we have like a limited run of book plates. Let's say the first 20 backers who go for the big This is something we could decide anyway, and that way, I mean, obviously it cuts down on postage for us as well, because all I have to do is then send the book plates to whoever, to Jacobus, for example, and then Jacobus gets the copies directly to him, and it's still signed, and maybe even numbered as well. That's what I'm thinking.
That's something that we probably shouldn't try and decide on live.
That's a good point, actually. Forget everything I just said.
Decisions, yeah. Behind the scenes, Rob, remember?
Yeah.
Are we still live?
Yeah. Goodness.
Well,
In any
we
case.
have decisions live on it.
To be decided.
Yes.
We have to discuss later on. I'm really glad Chubb's on the show, because I wanna show this off quick. So obviously everyone knows my campaign, The Adventure Tales in Outer Space. Make sure everyone signs up, because when you sign up, you're going to receive this awesome trading card with actual artwork by Chubb, which I'm so glad he did this piece for me, because it's absolutely amazing. And we've got the final trading card designs for his card now. You can see it a bit closer here. Make sure we're signing up, guys, because I want everybody to receive this beautiful artwork featuring Harry and Taylor.
Nice.
So yeah, make sure you sign up. I can't wait for that card.
Sign up. Get that card.
Exactly. So this is the first place you're going to be able to get everything Taylor in one place for the first time ever. This is it's going to be a really nice, beautiful collected edition of all the 4 mini comics that have currently been released, plus 2, potentially 3 mini comics that have never been seen before. So make sure you get on it, guys. I'm really excited. I'll be announcing the release date soon. It'll be end of this month, start of next month. So keep your eyes peeled.
Very cool.
Very nice.
That's a bit done. There we go. Dave's posting the link in the chat. Thank you, Dave.
What I do. No one else
Very
does
fun.
it. So someone's got it.
The fast and the furriest.
Furious.
No, that's sorry. That's both of you, actually. You both got furry books.
I swear to God, draw one book about a cat and the jokes never end.
Oh, just wait until like 6 months down the line and we're still talking about scatological Dave.
You make some poo jokes.
Shall we do our ending before things get too weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a bit
Does anything
weird
else?
actually, because usually we've got at least one person who's just on, like on profile
Icon,
picture,
yeah.
but now we've got everybody. So everybody, do you want to explain to Clint what's going on, and maybe to Chubb as well?
Yeah. So the way we close out the bargain bin is we do our gayest wave to camera. So since it's Pride Month, you got to give us the next special wave.
Well, you can actually shake your pelvis with your hands in your pockets and your zip undone. Is that?
Maybe turn the camera off for that one.
Well, you can't do it. You'll freeze halfway.
It just gets stuck on the screen. Like,
I'll point you straight up.
Permanently.
Well, it is Pride Month, I guess. If,
Yeah.
if that's what you want.
So who's first then? We all do it at the same time?
All at the same time. Ready,
Okay.
guys?
All
Gayest
right.
wave. 3, 2.